Still wasting time with paintings? Michael's voice dripped with disdain as he surveyed my studio apartment, his expensive Italian shoes looking out of place among my scattered art supplies. Look at you, Sophie, 30 years old and living like a college student. I continued working on my canvas, refusing to give him the satisfaction of a response. The afternoon light filtered through my paint-splattered windows, casting a warm glow on the cityscape I was creating. Dad's worried about you, he continued, picking up a brush with 2 fingers like it might contaminate him. We all are. The Anderson name means something in this city. You can't keep playing around with watercolors forever. The Anderson name. Our father's real estate empire stretched across 3 states, with Michael as the crowned prince ready to take over. Meanwhile, I was the family embarrassment, the daughter who chose art over economics. I'm not playing, Michael, I finally said, setting down my brush. This is my career. He laughed, the sound echoing off my bare walls. Career? You haven't sold a piece in months. Even that little gallery in Brooklyn dropped you. The reminder stung. Harrison Gallery had indeed terminated my contract last month, but not for the reasons my family assumed. I'd been the one to walk away when I discovered they were undervaluing local artists' work. Why are you really here? I asked, wiping my hands on my paint-stained apron. Michael's expression shifted to what he probably thought was brotherly concern. Dad's offering you another chance. Executive position at Anderson Development, your own office, company car, real salary. All you have to do is give up this hobby. I looked around my small studio. Canvases lined the walls, some finished, others in progress. My latest series explored urban development's impact on communities, something my family's company never considered when demolishing historic buildings for luxury condos. Tell Dad thanks, but no thanks. I'm good here. Good? Michael gestured around incredulously. You call this good? Sophie, you're living on instant noodles and hope. Meanwhile, I just closed a $50 million deal. Congratulations, I said flatly. I'm sure the country club is very impressed. His face hardened. You know what? Fine. Keep pretending you're some tortured artist, but don't come crying to us when you can't make rent. After he left, I sat on my paint-splattered stool, his words echoing in my mind. The truth was, I hadn't told my family about the changes in my life. They didn't know about the meetings I'd been having, the plans I'd set in motion. My phone buzzed. A text from Maya, my best friend since art school. Just heard about the Harrison thing. You okay? I smiled, typing back, better than okay. Meeting with investors tomorrow. Still want in? Her response was immediate. Hell yes. The art world won't know what hit it. 6 months earlier, I'd started noticing a disturbing pattern in New York's gallery scene. Small galleries were being bought out by large corporations. Artists were being exploited, and authentic voices were being silenced in favor of mass-market appeal. That's when the idea hit me. What if there was a gallery chain that actually supported artists? One that offered fair commissions, promoted diverse voices, and helped build communities around art? I spent months developing the business plan, using skills I'd learned growing up in a business-focused family, skills they never realized I'd absorbed. Maya, who'd gone on to get her MBA while maintaining her art practice, helped refine the numbers. The next morning, I stood before a panel of investors in a borrowed suit, my hands still faintly stained with paint. Ms. Anderson, the lead investor, leaned forward. Your proposal is intriguing. A chain of galleries focused on artist advocacy and community engagement. But why should we trust an artist to run a multi-million-dollar business? I met his gaze steadily, because I understand both worlds. I know what artists need to thrive, and thanks to my family background, I know how to make it profitable. The current gallery model is broken. I can fix it. 2 hours later, I walked out with initial funding of $10 million. My hands shook as I called Maya. They're in, I breathed. All of them. Maya screamed so loud I had to hold the phone away from my ear. I told you. When do we start? Immediately. Start contacting the galleries on our list. And Maya? Not a word to my family, not yet. Over the next year, I worked in secret. Through a series of shell companies, I began acquiring struggling galleries across the city. Each one was rebranded under the umbrella of Phoenix Art Collective, a name chosen because it represented rising from the ashes of a broken system. The changes were subtle at first. Higher commission rates for artists, community workshops, partnerships with local schools. But soon, word spread in the art community. Phoenix galleries became known as places where artists were treated fairly and art was accessible to everyone. I moved out of my studio apartment into a modest 2-bedroom, converting one room into an office. My family assumed I'd finally started selling enough paintings to afford it. They didn't know I now owned 15 galleries across New York, with plans to expand to Chicago and Los Angeles. Then came the call that would change everything. Sophie, Maya's voice was urgent. Anderson Development just announced plans for a new luxury complex in Soho. Mixed-use retail and residential. So, they announce new projects all the time. No, you don't understand. They're partnering with Arts United Corporation for the retail spaces. And guess who owns all the galleries Arts United wants to acquire? My heart stopped. Phoenix Art Collective owned every major gallery in their target area. They can't proceed without our approval, I said slowly, realization dawning. Nope. I could hear Maya's grin through the phone. Your brother's $50 million deal? It's worthless without your signature. That night, I received an email from Anderson Development's legal team, requesting a meeting with Phoenix Art Collective's CEO. They didn't know that the mysterious owner they needed to negotiate with was the same person they'd dismissed as a failed artist. I poured myself a glass of wine, studying the email. After years of condescension and dismissal, my family was about to discover exactly what I built while they were busy mocking my choices. The meeting was scheduled for next week. I had 7 days to prepare for the moment my family would realize that the daughter they'd written off as a dreamer now held the key to their biggest deal of the year. I picked up my phone to text Maya, "Clear your schedule. It's time for the Andersons to meet Phoenix." The Anderson Development Conference Room hadn't changed in the 10 years since I'd last been there. The same mahogany table dominated the space. The same Manhattan skyline stretched beyond floor-to-ceiling windows. Only now, I wasn't here as the disappointing daughter. Maya sat beside me, tablet in hand, professional in her tailored suit. We'd arrived early, waiting for the Anderson team to make their entrance. "Nervous?" she whispered. "Oddly calm," I replied, straightening the portfolio before me. Like everything's finally falling into place. The door burst open. Michael strode in first, followed by our father and their legal team. They faltered slightly seeing me there. "Sophie," Michael's forehead creased. "What are you doing here? This is a private meeting." I smiled pleasantly. "I know, I'm right where I'm supposed to be." Dad's expression darkened. "We're meeting with Phoenix Art Collective's CEO. If this is another attempt to prove yourself." "Actually," Maya interrupted smoothly, "you are meeting with Phoenix's CEO." She gestured to me. "Sophie Anderson, founder and chief executive of Phoenix Art Collective." The silence that followed was deafening. Michael's mouth opened and closed like a fish out of water. Dad gripped the back of a chair, his knuckles white. "That's impossible," Michael finally sputtered. "Phoenix owns half the major galleries in New York. They're worth $47 million at last valuation." I finished for him. "Though with our Chicago expansion next month, that number's expected to double." Dad sank into a chair. "You're saying, all this time I was building something," I said calmly. "Something that matters. While you were busy mocking my art career, I was revolutionizing how galleries operate in this city." Michael's shock transformed into calculation. "Why didn't you tell us? We could have worked together from the start." "Really?" I raised an eyebrow. "Like when you called my work a hobby last week, or when Dad offered me a pity position because he thought I was failing." "That's different," Dad protested. "We didn't know." "Exactly. You didn't know because you never bothered to look past your own assumptions." I opened my portfolio. "Now shall we discuss the Soho development project?" Michael straightened his tie, slipping into business mode. "Yes, well, our proposal is straightforward. Arts United Corporation will manage all gallery spaces in the new complex." "That won't work," I said, sliding documents across the table. "Phoenix has exclusive rights to all major gallery operations in that area. Arts United can't proceed without our cooperation." "What do you want?" Dad asked quietly. "Full control of the gallery spaces. Phoenix will manage them directly, maintaining our artist-first policies and community engagement programs." Michael scoffed. "That's not how luxury developments work. We need prestigious names, high-end clients." "You mean like the Clinton Foundation, which exclusively books their charity art auctions through Phoenix?" or the MoMA trustees who partner with us for emerging artist showcases. I smiled at his stunned expression. I understand this business, Michael, better than you think. Maya pulled up projections on the conference room screen. Phoenix galleries generate 40% more revenue per square foot than traditional galleries. Our community programs drive consistent foot traffic, and our artist-friendly policies attract top talent. Dad studied the numbers, his expression unreadable. And if we refuse, then you lose the Arts United partnership and the Soho project falls apart. Your choice. Hours later, I sat in my office, my real office, on the top floor of Phoenix's headquarters. The contract was signed. Anderson Development would get their luxury complex, and Phoenix would expand its mission to support artists and communities. My phone buzzed with a text from Michael. We should have dinner. Talk about old times. Another from Dad. I was wrong. Your mother would have been proud. I set the phone aside without responding. Through my window, I could see the lights of the city coming on, including a warm glow from several Phoenix galleries where evening art classes would be starting. Maya appeared in my doorway. Your brother's been calling me. Wants to know if he'll come to family dinner on Sunday. What did you tell him? That you're busy teaching an art class to underprivileged kids. She grinned. The CEO stuff is just your side hustle. I laughed, then grew serious. Do you think I'm being too hard on them? They're trying to jump on your success train after spending years at the station mocking your tickets. Maya sat down across from me. You don't owe them instant forgiveness. She was right. Maybe someday I'd be ready for family dinners and holiday gatherings. Maybe someday they truly understand that success isn't just about profit margins and prestigious names. But for now, I had a different family, the artists who found homes in our galleries, the communities we supported, the students who discovered their creativity in our workshops. I built something meaningful, something that would last. My phone buzzed again. A photo from one of our galleries, a young artist selling her first painting, her face glowing with joy. This was why I created Phoenix. Not to prove my family wrong, but to prove that art could thrive when given the right support. I picked up my brushes from my desk drawer. Even as CEO, I still painted every day, usually late at night when the office was quiet. Tonight's canvas waited on an easel by the window, a piece about transformation, about rising above others' expectations. A text from Maya. You showed them what a failed artist can do. I smiled, mixing colors on my palette. Success, I'd learned, wasn't about proving others wrong. It was about proving yourself right. As I began to paint, I thought about the long journey from that small studio apartment to this moment. My family had wanted me to give up art for business, never realizing I could excel at both. They'd seen art as a hobby, while I'd seen it as a revolution waiting to happen. Tomorrow, I would review expansion plans, meet with artists, and continue building the company that was changing the art world. But tonight, I was just an artist with a canvas, creating something new. And that, despite what my family had always thought, was worth everything.